It's a country famous for its endless golden sands and vast riches built on one natural resource, oil. But as the world begins to wean itself off this valuable fossil fuel, it's forcing a monumental shift in the sands. Saudi Arabia is a country on the move. Things are changing here so rapidly in the way that people live and work. The country is trying to diversify its economy away from just oil, and this is a big part of it. This is Digital City. A couple of years ago, these buildings weren't here. This is part of the country's drive to move into technologies and in particular into cybersecurity. There are big ambitions here to create household names in information security, and across Riyadh, another sign of intent. This place is amazing. It's like Buckingham Palace with palm trees. For the first time ever, the government's hosting a global cybersecurity forum. By throwing open the doors to foreign visitors, Saudi Arabia is inviting investment, collaboration, and scrutiny. What's funny about this conference, this cybersecurity conference, it's not a conference, it's a forum. There are no stands. We don't know who's here, which companies, but that's not to say there aren't companies here. There are companies from all over the world. People are chatting, deals are being struck, introductions are being made.
It's predicted that Saudi's cybersecurity market could grow to $5.5 billion by 2023. But there's another motivation, a devastating attack that the country is still reeling from.
2012 Shamoon attack was a massive moment. It was the moment when tens of thousands of PCs at the country's biggest company, this is Saudi Aramco, the world's biggest oil producer, they went dark.
They were hit by what we call a wiper virus. And what that does is, as the name implies, it basically deletes all the files on all the computers wherever it's infected. Imagine if you will, it's a bit like someone breaking into your house, and not only do they steal everything, but they burn your house on their way out.
The hack, which has been blamed on Iran, took out 30,000 PCs.
This spread or got into the company by someone receiving an email, and they double-clicked on the attachment. From a cyber perspective, it really turned the dynamic on its head. We were thinking about, the stereotypical, you think of some genius in a basement somewhere using all these commands. Whereas actually now what we see is very, very simple. It's an email that comes through, there's a link in there, and as long as you can trick the person into clicking that link or opening that file, you can have a very, very big impact through that.
Since then, the country's been under almost constant attack. No wonder the country is on a mission to improve its cyber defence and encourage local talent to flourish.
Saudi Arabia was ranked 47 among 179 countries, according to the ITU, which is the International Telecommunication Union under the UN. Throughout the last couple of years, that ranking has increased to be 13 globally and number 1 on the Arab world.
So we have seen Saudi actually increasing, the ranking in a sense, because the ranking is directly linked to the level of commitment, the level of effort that the country is putting into cyber.
And here's one way the country's hoping to rise further up the ranks. This is a hacker training exercise run by Sight, a government-backed cybersecurity company. The teams are trying to capture a digital flag inside a secured server.
So you're basically pretending to be hackers, or you are hackers, but
you're
trying
hackers.
to break into a system.
Yeah, we try to log into the system and try to find where's the hashes. Capture the flag will make you challenge yourself. How could you pass the WAF, the firewall, the login credentials, and a lot of cybersecurity controls?
Staying ahead of hackers is very tough, because technology advancement and the pace of technology advancement is way fast, is way higher than the advancement that we see in cyberspace.
Amongst all the positivity here, and there is a lot of positivity, there's also an unspoken truth. Many of the people I've been speaking to, the international guests, have decided not to bring their devices, laptops and phones. This one isn't my usual phone. And the reason for that is there's a concern about potential surveillance.
Last month, Amazon boss Jeff Bezos accused Saudi Arabia's crown prince of hacking his phone.
He received a file via WhatsApp. It was a video file, and upon clicking that, opening that infected his phone with a backdoor that allowed someone to siphon off all his data.
The kingdom says the allegation is absurd. However, according to the United Nations, there's also strong indications that Saudi Arabia hacked the phone of dissident journalist Jamal Khashoggi before he was killed in the Saudi embassy in Turkey in 2018. It all raises questions, which I put to the government's cyber division.
How do you think Saudi Arabia is going to go forward and respond to issues around surveillance?
So, as I have mentioned earlier, our main focus is basically how we ensure that we defend and ensure that we protect our critical national infrastructure with putting the right measurements, whether it's from standardization, building our capabilities, and also enhancing our cyber resilience efforts.
Saudi is clearly trying to move on from uncomfortable allegations. The conference is a major part of this, and the centrepiece of the event shows an emphasis again on defence, a game that puts players in the hot seat of an attack.
So you're an IT specialist,
Okay.
and you're representing a petrochemical plant.
Yeah.
So we're going to go through the whole phase of an attack.
So we've obviously got employees and they've downloaded bad files with malware. We need to stop more employees from downloading it.
Correct.
And we've run out of time. Oh no!
Saudi Arabia is at a crossroads. It's opening up to the world, and it's clear it wants to be a big player on the global cybersecurity stage. It would be naive to think that other nations don't hack for security or economic reasons. But an emerging force like Saudi has to decide whether it can be seen as a team player or be kept at arm's length.
We're almost there.
Hey!
You won. So you take that.
Well done.
Here we go.
Ah,
Easy click.
there we go.